if you were to invest the 200K in 1 year, you will generate $24,000 in
Nice.
dividends. And we pay that out on a monthly basis. So every single month, you're going to start getting $2,000 in dividends just by investing the 200K.
Hey gang, the Headley Group Real Estate Show is a video audio podcast designed to highlight and interview real estate professionals, entrepreneurs, and other fields alike. The mission of our podcast is to acknowledge people of color and show their successes, and in return, help our audience learn from them and pick up tips and tricks in building additional income.
Hey, ladies and gents, this is Mike Headley. We are back. Another great episode on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. Now, everybody we have on our show, if they came back twice, we say they're alumni. If they came back 3 times, that means they are unique and special, right? We want to give a warm welcome to a young lady that is very, very powerful in the marketing world, but now she has transitioned into the investment world. She's very talented, very knowledgeable. And when I say you're going to get a treat today, hold on to your seats. So she's going to really enlighten us on where to put our money to get a good return. Let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Trisha Arocena, who's a partner with iGate Capital Holdings, Inc. How you doing, Trish?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me again.
Man, listen. Thank you for being an alumni on the show. Again, every time, you come on the show, our audience, from the comments, they really appreciate what you provide, the insight, and just your knowledge, So thank you for coming on back.
No, thank you, actually, for having me here.
Trish, let's get to it. So you are iGate Capital Holdings, Inc., right? Before we had you on the show and we talked about marketing but now this is another realm. We're talking about far as investments, income producing properties, people getting a return. Walk us down that line. What made you get into this field?
Well, I have always had an interest in real estate investing in general, but I didn't really have the appropriate amount of knowledge and also necessary education, right, in applying myself successfully.
Mm-hmm.
But before I became a part of iGate Capital, I actually practiced as the director of digital marketing, as you can remember, for dealing with real estate agents and brokerages. So formerly, my main job was to help them generate leads online, so buyers and sellers through digital marketing. And because of that kind of exposure to the real estate industry, I did learn a lot of valuable things pertaining to real estate in general, but it just wasn't sufficient enough to actually practice it. So that's when I made the decision to transition from digital marketing and then to now with iGate Capital. And actually our team consists of real estate professionals with over 20 years of experience. And what we do is we educate investors on how to make the right investments, either through A, income investing, or B, property investing. So just to kind of exemplify the difference between the two, through income investing, we can help people invest their capital in different projects and guarantee a return on their investment. And that scales anywhere between 8% to 15% ROI per year, which is actually amazing because let's say if you were to, just as an example, if you were to open up an investment account through a bank, depending on which financial intermediary you're with, from my experience, they only guarantee anywhere between, actually they don't guarantee, they claim that they will help you generate anywhere between 1.25% to 3% ROI after a handful of years. So with our services, we're able to grow your capital 15-fold in a fraction of the time. And the reason why we can do this is because we're investing your capital in real estate, and properties increase in value over just a period of months. Whereas with the bank, they're using your money to loan to other account holders, and the returns that you're getting is just a fraction of the interest that these loan holders are paying back to the bank. So that's for the income investing. And then for property investing, we can help pair you with a property that suits your economic situation. So depending on how much money you're willing to put down, and to top it off, we also offer A to Z real estate services. So after purchasing a property, we have a legal team that can take care of the paperwork, and we also have property managers.
Couple of questions there. I'm going to peel back a little bit when you said about the property investing. Is there a minimum amount to be a part of that property investing? Could you mention amount?
Yes, we do have an approximate amount.
Okay.
We normally require $200,000 capital for an investment. And the reason why that is because our projects are primarily located in Toronto, in the Greater Toronto area, or in the outskirts of Ontario. And the average price of a home right now in Toronto is about $1 million. So if the down payment is required is about 20%, we would need $200,000 from our investors. But we actually also welcome investors with $100,000 to invest. And with that $100,000, we can also assess your current financial situation to see if we can work with half our original required investment.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our show. We're going to interrupt you real quickly. We are in the business of referrals. If you know someone looking to buy or sell, residential or commercial, here in the North Carolina area, refer us. We really appreciate that.
Okay, let me interject here now. Again, some of our viewers may not have liquid $200,000 or $100,000.
Yeah.
Is there a program for, again, we just asking, for the smaller people? Say somebody might say, I have 25, 50, or 15, or they don't qualify at all.
We can still do that. What we'll do in that case is we could probably pool multiple people's down payments for one residential property, and at least that way we have the investment coming in for the property, and we could help grow their capital in whichever way, and it will be shared amongst everybody who's joining in. So let's say we require $200K, or we can have 4 investors with $50K each. And to top it off, actually, I've been speaking to a lot of people interested in investing who already have properties. And what's interesting is that they actually don't realize they have equity in their existing properties. So if you purchased a property years ago, and sometimes it depends on the area, the location, the city that you're from, current economic standards, but chances are that property has already grown in value over a certain period of years. And you could use that remaining equity for that property to use for your next investment. And this is where we come in. We help people refinance their existing mortgages, or we evaluate your current financial situation, and we find ways where you can actually take part in investing in a real estate property, whether it's residential or commercial.
I like that. So I'm gonna paint an avatar, a picture, a person. I'm gonna paint a picture if I'm an investor, fresh, and have very little experience getting to the business. But I'm interested in what you are offering. Do I have an opportunity to visit what I'm investing in, or is just, here's my money, I'm sitting back on the sidelines, I'm not doing anything? Like, what does that look like?
It's either or, really.
Okay.
You can, we do have different investors who feel very attached to the property that they're investing in. So they prefer to pick and choose which projects from our roster they get to invest in. And then we have other people who are just in general interested in growing their capital. So it doesn't really matter which of the properties from our project list they're investing in, as long as it's lucrative and it's generating income on a monthly basis.
Now, I heard you mention residential and you mentioned commercial. Each one of the horses in the race has their own strengths, right? Do you all practice in both arenas, or you primarily more in another?
We do practice in both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you practice in both, and the fund what we're talking about now, the minimum, you said you prefer to have 200,000, but 100,000. I take it that's commercial space, right? Or is that just a combination of both as well? Is that just primarily commercial space?
It would depend on the property. It would depend on the location. It would depend on the size of the property, and a whole host of other factors. But in general, because the reason why we require the 200K is because the average price of a residential home in Toronto, or just in Ontario in general, is $1 million. So assuming we would need 20% of that, that's why we have the standard 200K.
Okay. And you said between that 8 to 15% return. Now, is the properties already purchased, up and running, or this is the investor is moving from ground zero, getting the property, obtaining it, renovating it, etc.?
They're all projects. They're all in construction. We acquire the land, we develop the property on the land, and then we also contract the entire build. And after a specific period of time, and of course we do have a financial analysis that shows the amount of time that it will take, the acquisition costs, and the type of profit that could be generated from different types of projects. And from there, we provide our investors with their dividends. So let's say, just as an example, if you were to invest the 200K into a property, in a given year, because the lowest percentage that we guarantee in terms of return on your investment is 8%. So that means in 1 year, you will generate $24,000 in dividends. And we pay that out on a monthly basis. So every single month, you're going to start getting $2,000 in dividends just by investing the 200K. Now, it doesn't even matter which property it's with, which property, if it's residential, commercial, if it doesn't matter whichever project it's invested in. As long as you're putting that amount, you're getting a minimum of 8%. Now, the more money you invest, naturally, the more the greater your percentage is per year.
The great thing about that I really, really like is you get a lot of investment funds, so to speak. This is how people do apartment investing, and usually the dividends is passed out quarterly, right? Or sometimes every 6 months, right? But the fact that you said every month, I know that's an attractive to an investor to say, man, at least, I'm getting something every month, and then I see the return on my money. Is there, and I know as far as in the multifamily space, dividends are paid out, let's say quarterly, and usually there's an exit strategy after 3 to 4 or 5 years, typically when it comes time to refinance on that loan, because it's a loan that did the purchase. Is there a benefit to the investor if you are selling? That's one question. And do they get a piece of the action, meaning profits, when it comes time to sell then? So they get the dividends and the profits. So it is.
So for income investing, you are just earning through the dividends. If you're property investing, then yes, you are earning off of the profit after selling. So it depends on which one you opt in for. And in terms of income investing, we have different terms. So you could have a 1-year term, You could have a 2-year term, a 3-year term, depending on which one you're more comfortable with.
That's interesting. And I like that what you said is, okay, the income is the monthly property, the exit strategy is coming, you'll get a piece of that. Okay, so is with the property investing, is it, I'm quite sure part of the term is it like, okay, within 3 years, we're selling, 5 years, all that to be spelled out. Is that correct?
Yes, it's part of the financial analysis.
Nice. This is, I mean, it's so intriguing. I could see how this would be very attractive to an investor. Like I said, has the minimum requirements, and if they don't have the $200,000, $100,000, then again we'll pull them up with somebody. Now I'm quite sure there's a minimum amount you have to take. Like you ain't saying, come on, you got to have more than $10,000. Like, is there a minimum amount?
Well, generally we do want to keep it at a minimum of 100,000.
100,000, okay.
Yes, but like I said, because we have access to the properties and we have that flexibility.
Okay.
And also, we get a lot of leads that are interested in purchasing a property that may not have the necessary minimum required capital to invest. Then this is when we get creative, right? This is when we find ways to have everybody get their foot into the real estate market with the capital that they currently have.
Quick commercial break. If you're interested in a career in real estate, or you're a seasoned vet and you might want to change, new environment, you don't like the atmosphere you're in, the Headley Group Realty could be there to assist you with your career. What do we offer? Great culture, great environment, leads, and an awesome commission structure. Let us be there to support your business. One thing, you got to be in the state of North Carolina. Let's get back to the show.
So, okay, so now we get to the part of, okay, clearly we'll have your information how to reach you, but if somebody wants to say, hey, Ms. Trish, I would like to have a kind of a consultation because I got a few more questions, and I'm quite sure would that be on the website or how would we be able to kind of have that direct information from you?
Yes, of course. They can contact us. And the thing about real estate investing is that it's not a one-size-fits-all endeavor,
exactly.
Right? Different people have different economic situations, and some people may be interested in property investing, some people may be interested in income investing, and at other times they prefer residential over commercial. So there's a lot of factors that play. And if they did want to get a consultation from us, I mentioned earlier, our team is comprised of real estate professionals with over 20 years of experience. So they'll be able to contact us. There's a few ways to contact us. Well, for one, I should mention, we do have a very active Instagram page. They can contact us through iGate Capital Inc.
Okay.
So it's spelled just like it sounds, iGate Capital Inc. And they could also call us. Our direct line, toll free, is 1-800-952-5079.
Nice. And the reason why, like I said, we'll have all the information in the show notes, but I really wanted you to verbally state how to reach you, because I think that is so impactful, because people might be like, hey, I'm intrigued, we touched the surface, but now how can I reach her directly? A couple of more questions here I want to ask you. Like I said, I know you are a very busy person. You mentioned only in the Toronto, Ontario markets, or is there any plan to expand, or you just focus specifically in the markets?
Well, the reason why we focus specifically in Toronto, or in general in Ontario, is because what works well about investing in Toronto is that the market moves really fast, and it moves in an upward direction consistently. So just to give you an example, we purchased a cottage back in November 2021, and it was listed for, and we purchased for $1 million. And as of January 2022, so not any more than 3 months, I think it was just like 2 months and a bit, we then sold it for $1.3 million. So in a matter of just 3 months or under, we were able to generate 300K off of that one property.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And in other real estate markets, it would probably take a few years for that kind of leap to take place. And that's why we like to focus on real estate investments in Toronto, or in general, just in Ontario.
Nice. And the reason why I ask, because you get some people might say, hey, listen, only thing I know is my backyard. I'm a little nervous about going literally out of state, let alone into another area, right? Another country. But I think you really enlightened us, Ms. Trisha. I think you really gave us some great information in terms of income producing. Let me make sure I get my words right. You said income producing properties, and what was the other again?
Income investing and property investing.
And property investing, right? Because again, I just confused both. I just thought, well, it seems the same thing, but the way you clarified and broke it down, how your fund operates, you were so specific and you was clear with that. We came up with this game here, right? A little segment in our show, right? We got to get, this is a little bit of fun part. And we came up with this, and I said, hey, listen, every guest, we're going to start this off. And believe it or not, you are the first one. So three quick questions, right? And to see how you are, just tap into you a little bit. So it's gonna be an either or, okay?
Okay.
Either or. So here we go. Cooking in the morning, oven or microwave?
Oven.
Okay. Communication, desktop or tablet?
Desktop.
Okay. If you prefer French toast, pancakes?
French toast.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's now it's kind of corny, y'all, but that's our little quick quirkiness in terms of what our guests, so we get a little deeper insight of what they like. So if you ever see Miss Trish and you say, listen, now I know, okay, she likes French toast. Okay. So now you got a little deep insight there. So we want to thank you, Ms. Trish, with iGate Capital Holdings, Inc. for enlightening us on the investment world and how people can grow their money outside the traditional banking way, right? Which just makes perfectly sense. And I would highly suggest people reach out to you, because I think this would be a good thing in terms of their money and growth.
Yes.
Ms. Trish, before you leave, we ask every guest, is there a question that you wish I would ask you that you would like to answer?
What do I want to ask? Are you familiar with any potential investors that are exploring Toronto, or in general, just any areas outside of their country or city that they live in?
Now, is this me or is this for the viewers?
For you.
For me? For you. Oh, well, actually, believe it or not, I think touching the surface, I think possibly two, I think I am. And that's why I was asking kind of probing questions, because these are the questions I think anybody would probably ask. I'm quite sure there'll be deeper questions, but actually, yes, two. And again, we'll reach out to them and, we'll discuss a little more kind of offline.
Beautiful. I do have another question.
Go ahead. What you got?
Where did you get your shirt?
Oh, wow. Oh, you like that, right? Exactly. This is a beautiful thing. Look, the shirt and the hat. Well, here's my thing. What we got our shirt off of it's part of our brand now, which we're trying to really grow the brand. And it's a link kind of on our website. But here's the great thing about it. Every guest that appears on our show, we definitely will get you one at no cost.
Yes, I can't wait to have it.
That's right. We get into no cost. So we make sure you like that, huh? Good design.
Yes.
And it speaks to what we're talking about now.
Exactly. I like that slogan.
Now you see, people, it goes to show you is that, again, my real estate professional people or anybody's watching the show, is that, again, you can do all kinds of ways to invest, not the traditional way in terms of real estate brokerage. If you want to invest in what we're talking about today or any other form of investment, there's other ways to generate capital. just like the show says. Learn, invest, and grow. Trish, listen, thank you as always. Want to thank you for being part of the show. Oh, I forgot the usual. 2 golden nuggets. Give me 2 of them. Give me 2 golden nuggets for our viewers before we go. Book, scripture, quote.
Don't. I have one. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
I like that. And the great and it's interesting. I'm gonna just piggyback from that is because people might say, well, I'll just wait, but you might be in a market where the appreciation's going up so fast that when something was 400,000, you might be like, let the market cool off. It might come down to 320. Now it's 600. Hey, so you're right.
Yeah,
definitely. I advocate.
I always say real estate is the closest thing to a pot of gold.
And why is that?
Well, for one, it works for you rather than you working for it.
See that, people? She gave us 2 golden nuggets without even realizing. First she said 1, now the second was about to go.
Hey gang, I hope you really enjoyed that show. Our guests provide us some great tips and insight, and please support them on all social media platforms. And while I'm saying that, support us on all social media platforms, and don't forget, watch the entire video on YouTube. We'll see you next time.